And we're live. What is going on, LBHT crew, Panthers Nation? Another letdown. Perfect
Yeah.
opportunity to take first place in the division. Things were setting up perfectly for you in the first half. Just couldn't capitalize on the turnovers. JC Horn was having an excellent game. Your secondary was having an excellent game. Put you in great positions to really take over, and the offense just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, look, Bryce threw him a few gifts. Uh, JC made a couple great catches. Mike Jackson made a great interception. JC also let go of Jawan Jennings and let him walk into the end zone. So
Yeah,
that's but like, this game is on this game's on coaching more than anything. Uh, they came into the game hurt on the O line, hurt on the defense. They're missing their two starting inside linebackers. They lost two corners and another inside linebacker in game and another offensive lineman. But the reality is they went out there and they looked like they were calling the game scared
yeah,
uh, for a lot of it. And look, Bryce wasn't great tonight. He wasn't bad outside of the end zone interception, which I thought was a poor decision. But I thought that was a bad play call as well. Uh, and my thing is, they were averaging 5.5 yards a carry. You're a run first team. And let me pull it up here. Rico Dowdle ended up with 6 carries, and Chuba Hubbard had 3 carries. They did not even attempt to run the ball tonight. And the thing is, when they ran well.
yeah.
But
That's what I don't understand. Like there wasn't any real plays where like they got blown up to like discourage you from running. I don't get that. But yeah, but that interception though from Bryce, can't have that, man. You're right there.
no, he couldn't. But that's a spot where, and I said in our Discord, Bryce had just scrambled into the down to like the 2 yard line or so. Run the ball 3 times, you score a touchdown, the game's tied.
Yeah,
There's no reason to have Bryce rolling out with that kind of run pass option in that spot. Only bad things are going to happen there, because I mean, look, maybe he would have scored, right? Maybe he could have scored if he ran, but he also could have ran and got blown up, right? Or he throws the ball and it's incomplete, or he throws the ball and it's intercepted. Turn around and hand the ball to Hubbard or Dowdle and get in the end zone. You know,
and Hendo and Killer saying, "What's up, Killer?" Both saying the same thing. Was this a Ravens playoff game? Referring to how the Ravens play in the playoffs, by getting away from their identity, which is running the ball. Even if they start out running the ball well, they say, "No, we don't want to do that."
yeah.
And it felt like
And
it.
and listen, I'm not one to blame the referees in games, because I think that there's generally bad calls on both sides every week. That wasn't really the case tonight. There was bad calls on one side, particularly at the end of the game. The Bryce's second interception, where they tried to yank Tedero McMillan's arm out of his socket, and the refs were like, "Yeah, that's fine,
Yeah,
that's fine."
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
I'll say this.
that
I'll say
essentially
this.
ended the game.
It did, and that was a poor missed call. The refs have been especially bad this year,
Yeah,
just all around. Like even the game that we played, I'm talking about the penalties that went in our favor or non-calls that went in our favor. I'm just like, how you missed that?
it's like,
Yeah,
what are you watching?
yeah. Like they have been really bad. But I will say this for Tedero, he's a rookie. As he gets more experience, he'll learn how to sell it a little bit more. The veterans know how to sell those
Yeah, he
calls a
needed
little
to
bit more.
flail and spin
Yeah,
around and
yeah,
all.
yeah.
He
He's trying to fight through it.
being the rookie he is, he tried to get to the ball and catch it.
Yeah,
Like, what is that?
yeah.
That's not how you play pro sports. But like, Tedero had a bad night tonight too. He ran the wrong route on a ridiculous intentional grounding call. I
Yes.
couldn't believe they threw the flag on it. I'm not saying that the referees are why they lost. They're not. They had their opportunities. They got 3 interceptions in the first half. They should have been winning, but that was a terrible call. He had Ted had a couple of drops. And I do want to point out one call that the referees got right, and that was on Xavier Leggett going out of bounds again before he catches the ball. Like, does this dude know? Like, it's like that's how he thinks he can get open. He's like, I'm gonna go behind the coaches. I'm
They're
gonna
not gonna
run
touch
through
me
the
if I go over there.
cheerleaders, and then I'm gonna come back. No, man, like he never knows where he is on the field. He
He
has
said it
no
happened. He
awareness.
said, "I see this happen on Monday Night Raw all the time. They never see it
No,
coming."
right. He has no awareness of where he's at on the field. The defense, I want to say the defense played really, really, really well, considering they were missing Trevin Wallace, Christian Roseboom, and then they lost J.C. Horn. They lost Thornton, and then they lost Cherilus, who was filling in for the Wallace and Roseboom. So considering the injuries they had on defense, and them going up against a team with McCaffrey, with Kittle, with Jawan Jennings, with Pearsall, like they played really, really well, and they kept Carolina in the game all night. The offense they have to be better, and this is kind of what we talked about. Like they're basically a year away, right? The offensive line is banged up. They don't have any special players at running back. They have good running backs, but they don't have any special players at running back. They don't have a starting tight end. They have one starting wide receiver, and he's a rookie. So you kind of expect him to be up and down at times. Xavier Legette, he contributes on occasion. Jimmy Horn, they can't, like they've been manufacturing touches for him, but like he's got to get into the flow of the offense on his own, right? And he's not been able to do that up until this point. Jalen Coker, I think he's a solid receiver, but he's not, a guy that you can lean on every week. Right.
Yeah.
So I kind of think they're a year away. Come back with a healthy O-line. Jonathan Brooks will be healthy, hopefully, next season. If they go into the draft or free agency and get themselves another proven pass catcher, you'll see a big difference in this offense. But right now, they're just not there. And I don't think Dave Canales really trusts the offense right now.
Yeah. Let me give a couple of shout outs to the chat. Killer's in the house. What's going on, Killer? Adelia, what's going on, Adelia? Thanks for coming through. Omar Tillman in the house. Salute.
What's up, Omar? What's up, Adelia?
Got Chaos in the house. Ferris is here. Says, lay your body on the line for the game. Yeah. Run the ball. Urban's in the house. Says, wow, Monday night stream might have to make this normal. Hey, if the Ravens or the Panthers are going to play on Monday nights more often, then it might be normal.
Then still no, because it's already almost midnight.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be doing morning stream, so
you are.
Kwame says, let's be honest, it's enough with the Bryce Young project. Why do you think it's enough? Like, has he played great? No, but I mean, well, at what point, I guess, do you think you should give up on a young prospect? Because he's had his highs and his lows. He played great last week. Right. And he didn't play good tonight, but
he didn't play bad tonight either. I don't think.
I would say he played bad. I would say
I don't think so. Like there were several drives. Like the interception was bad. The second interception wasn't on him. He had several drops, and the play calling did them absolutely no favors.
I agree, but still, I would say it's a bad. Like not. Look, are we talking about JJ McCarthy here? No. You know what I'm saying? Like JJ McCarthy doesn't look like a quarterback. So I don't know. I mean, I think he still has a young wide receiver core around him. They're still trying to figure things out on that side, but I think he's fine. That's your quarterback right there. You got to keep developing him and give him some time to develop. I mean, like I said, if Daniel Jones can still get a starting job in this league, it ain't over for Bryce Young.
Well, and that's kind of the point I made a few weeks ago, right? Like, because people are calling for Bryce to be gone. And I'm like, are we not learning anything right now from the resurgence of Baker and Sam Darnold and now Daniel Jones? Like, you don't give up on these guys that early.
Even Geno Smith, he's not playing well now, but it was years before he really got a shot to really play. Like, you gotta let not every quarterback can come right in the league and just dominate.
And especially when you're talking about, if we're going to be honest, a roster in Carolina that was god awful when he got there. We're not talking about just a bad team. Wow. Geno is not a fraud. Geno is just old now. We're not talking about just a bad team. We're talking about they didn't have talent. Uh, you know, they had what? They had Brian Burns, they had Derek Brown,
Yeah.
and J.C. Horn, and that was basically it. They didn't have an O line. They weren't good on the D line. They didn't have, they weren't really good at running back once they traded Christian. They didn't have any receivers. They don't have a full secondary, and they don't have depth anywhere. Like, they're rebuilding that entire roster. They've been doing it over the past few years, and it takes time to get to where you're going to be. But what, and I'm not even really discouraged by tonight, because what they showed tonight is they can go out and they can compete with anybody in the league.
Oh, no
Right?
doubt.
And that's not where they've been over the past several years.
And they've been showing that all year.
Yeah,
they've been showing that all year. The only game that they really got blown out was a Bills game when Andy Dalton came in there. They're like, we're not playing.
They got blown up by New England also, but
yeah.
But again, like, okay, and that happened. That's fine. But I'm just saying, like, they are competitive with the higher level teams in the league, and that's not something that you could have expected, a couple years ago. So the roster's not where it needs to be. They still need to build there. They need to get healthy on the O-line. I think the O-line's good, but they need to get healthy on the O-line. They have one reliable pass catcher, and he's a rookie.
Yeah,
it's one guy. Jalen Coker is a second year receiver, and he was an undrafted free agent. Jimmy Horn is a 6th round rookie. They have 3 tight end 2s. Jay said that Jatavian Sanders is being demoted to a tight end 3. Like, Jay's a little harsh, but on the other side of the ball, they're edge rushers, 2 rookies.
Hey, shout out to Davon. Says, I'm proud of B for being here. Catch y'all on the replay, fellas. # keep pounding. Appreciate you, Davon.
Thank you, Davon.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, it was a bad night. The offense looked ugly. The defense looked good. They just gotta regroup and take it to the Rams next week.
And the defense is doing exactly what I thought they would do. I told you they get better throughout the season. They'll gel. Evero is a good defensive coordinator, and they're playing hurt too. I think Charles Smith-Wade came in at outside linebacker at one point.
Well, outside corner, but yeah, no, so because they're missing, like I said, Trevin Wallace and Christian Rosebloom at linebacker. So Cheryl was subbing in for them. He got hurt. He had to leave the game. J.C. Horn, he went into, they thought he had a concussion. They said he was vomiting on the sideline, so he had to sit out. At that point, they put in Corey Thornton at outside corner. He got hurt a few plays later. And then Smith-Wade had to move to outside corner, and then they had to start playing Lathan Ransom because they had to go with 3 safeties. They don't have any other corners that they can really throw out there. So,
and they still held it down.
Yeah, they played very well.
Now,
the part of it had to do much better.
Part of why they still held it down is because it has to do with this question right here from Spirit of Justice. How many interceptions is for Purdy? Purdy looked terrible. Purdy had 3 interceptions. He could have easily had 5.
Yeah, Purdy is terrible. Purdy's not a good quarterback.
I thought the way J.C. Horn and Mike Jack had 3 interceptions, had 3 of those interceptions, right?
Yeah.
That was in the first half, and I was like, the way they attacked the ball, I was like, J.C. Horn is going to get at least another one. This is going to be a career game, and he almost had a third one before he went out the game. And I feel like had he stayed healthy, he's definitely coming down with another one. I was thinking 3 or 4 interceptions in this game for J.C. Horn, and he's back in the All-Pro conversation, right? That's what I was thinking with that on Monday night too. That's how you get into those award talks. Have a performance on a big stage like that. He almost had it. They should have put Mac Jones in at halftime. Brock Purdy, I understand you're paying him a lot of money. You made a mistake, and it is what it is. Mac Jones is a better quarterback.
I don't even really think he is. I think that he's a quarterback who has played fewer games in San Francisco. He's an interception merchant too.
You might be right about that.
Yes. It just hasn't shown up as much in San Francisco. But I mean, even in San Francisco, he's got 13 touchdowns and 6 interceptions this year.
Yeah,
We just
yeah,
don't really
right.
talk about it. Shanahan is that's the system coach, right? It doesn't matter who plays as long as Christian McCaffrey is there and George
Yeah,
Kittle is there, then they're good. But yeah, I mean, it was a rough night watching that offense. You know, turn around and hand the ball to Rico Dowdle, and if you're not going to do that, turn around and hand the ball to Chuba Hubbard.
yeah. Well, that's the question,
Well,
Kwame. Kwame says, so you're saying this is a running team, then why not give the ball to Dowdle? This is his
let me. I'm
offense.
gonna. I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you in on a secret, Kwame. I'm not secretly Dave Canales. Right. I would have handed the ball to Rico Dowdle a lot more tonight. But for whatever reason, and maybe it's because the O line is banged up. He didn't trust it. Maybe he thought, hey, they do have McCaffrey, Kittle, Jawan Jennings, Ricky Pearson. We're going to need to put up points. Maybe that's what he thought. He said, hey, we're going to have to throw it. I don't know. I don't know what led to him not running the ball, but they didn't tonight. They needed to, and they didn't.
He says, I'm just going to say that Young is a number 1 overall pick. He's way too inconsistent. He looks like Lamar when he plays Atlanta and New Orleans. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's inconsistent. He needs to work on that for sure. For sure. But
listen, nobody's saying he's Lamar Jackson. He's a third-year quarterback with very little talent around him. What exactly do you want him to look like?
yeah, I mean, yeah, he's number 1 overall pick. I hear you. I hear you. But
I mean,
like not every number 1 overall pick is created equal. We just talked about Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was was he number 1 or number 2?
no, he was number 3. I think he ended up third.
Was Baker number 1 that year?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Baker was number 1.
Was extremely inconsistent. He's on his 4th team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
sometimes it's just, I mean,
remember the 2nd overall pick in that draft, CJ Stroud, the rookie MVP. He ain't looking so good right now either.
no.
Over the last 2 years, he hasn't looked good. It takes a while.
Trevor Lawrence went number 1. Yeah, I mean, but I hear you. No, look, I hear Kwame. When you pick a quarterback that high, you want to see them play to a certain level, and it's been up and down. We definitely, I think, even with the talent he has now, he has to play more consistent on his part. He needs to make better decisions, but it's not nearly as bad as people want to make it seem to be.
It's not, and I'll say this: look, the rookie year you have to just throw out because they couldn't block anybody. Like there was nothing he could do his rookie year. Last year, he played very well the second half of the season, right? And then this year you come in and you trade away Adam Thielen and you replace him with Tedero McMillan. Now, Tedero is a better receiver than Adam Thielen at this point, but you don't have the veteran receiver out there. Like you have a rookie receiver out there. And, as well as he's played, Tedero has had several games where he's had critical drops. Yeah. He had one tonight on what would have been an easy first down. He let the ball go right through his hands, and that stopped the drive. Right.
Yeah.
So they're a team that is still kind of trying to grow and find out who they are, that find their identity on offense. And right now, the best thing that they do is run the ball with Dowdle, with Hubbard. And tonight, for whatever reason, they just didn't do it.
Yeah. Oh, we got a new subscriber. Nellen Johnson. Appreciate you. Thank you for subscribing. What's up, Big Reg? Thanks for coming through. But I don't. So yes, Dave Canales is getting crushed for how he coached the game, and yes, he needs to get criticized. He needs to be criticized for it, right? This is the pros, and I think he looks at this year as a toss-out year. Like, yeah, he wants to compete. Like, he wants to compete, but he plays it safe as well. Like he wants to protect his quarterback to a certain extent, because I think that's part of it too. It's kind of rebuilding Bryce Young's confidence after his disastrous first year under a different regime, and even the beginning of last year. I think there's a little bit of that, and not just him, just the team as a whole. There's a lot of injuries, and he's like, "Look, we're going to play it safe out there. We're going to compete. We're going to be in these games, and if we're in the game towards the end, we'll try to pull out the win. But we're not going to do anything too complicated because we're not quite there yet." That's the kind of feel I get with these play calls. But even with that, you can run the ball. Like that's what you do. Run the ball. And he's not perfect either. He's a first-time head coach.
Right.
you
He's
know,
learning on the job as well. And
but
and
I
and,
don't.
and to be fair, like, yeah, I think this game is on him for the
Yes,
most part. But
yeah,
he's doing overall a good job in Carolina. Like
yes,
they're
yeah,
6-6.
yeah,
You know, they're a half
yeah.
game out of the division.
No, no, agreed. So they're not. He's not doing a terrible job, but next year is a year I need to see elevated performances from everybody. Everybody. I think Evero is doing an excellent job
Yeah.
with working with what he has. An
Hmm.
excellent job. And they're only going to get better
Yeah.
as they add talent, you know,
Absolutely.
and get healthier. Derek Brown made a world of difference coming back,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not all 5 drops, Chaos said. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Coming into the night, he had I think too, the one on the sideline, they didn't show a replay, so it's kind of difficult to say if the throw was there or not. Live, it looked like he should have caught it and didn't, but we'll see.
Yeah. Jay said, God forbid Lamar does something egregious like throwing 4 interceptions in the game. Oh, wait. What you talking about? What game? He never threw 4 interceptions in that game.
I think he has once before.
No, I don't think so. I don't think he's ever thrown 4 interceptions in a game.
I think he has. We're just gonna say
Maybe.
yes, regardless. So
I think he threw 3 in a Steelers game once.
I know he's had 4 turnovers in a game before.
Well, yeah. Y'all should trade for Anthony Richardson. That's what KP said. What's that going to do?
And reset the timeline.
Right, Anthony Richardson. I'm not. I'm not completely throwing away Anthony Richardson. I think he needs time to develop. He's one of those guys. Even though, yes, he got drafted in the first round. He needs.
Oh, yes, he did against Cleveland.
Oh, okay, well there you go. But even though he got drafted in the first round, he needs to sit for a couple years, maybe even 3, just like Jordan Love did. Jordan Love, he got drafted in the first round, and they immediately stashed him for 3 years. Right? He needs that type of development.
Yeah. I like Anthony Richardson as well, but that wouldn't do anything for Carolina right now.
No,
they're in the development with Bryce, and Anthony Richardson needs to go and he needs some time to sit, but then he's also going to take time to develop on the field because he just didn't play very much prior to the NFL.
Yeah. So yeah. He says, "No, I'm trolling Anthony Richardson. Is trash. I said before he got drafted, he's just Malik Willis with a turbo engine."
Okay, well, first off, Malik Willis is another guy who just needed to sit, and he's been playing very well since he's been in Green Bay. And I mean, obviously in spot duty, but yeah, some guys need to sit and develop, and the league is not very good at that.
No. And speaking of that, the Raiders, who Pete Carroll just fired Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator. I don't even know why he was even offensive coordinator, but they were saying how Pete Carroll, they asked him before the game about playing more younger players and developing them, because obviously at this point you're not winning anything.
Yeah.
And his whole thing was, hey, my system is my system, right? I play to win. And I'm not just in here just, if my only goal is to develop guys, I'm not with that. I'm trying to win games. But you're not going to win games. You know what I'm saying? And you have to play the long game. And listen, Pete Carroll's had a lot of success in this league.
Yeah.
But that's why you don't go and get a Pete Carroll when you're trying to rebuild your team.
Right. And that's why Pete Carroll, you don't take the job with the Raiders. Pete Carroll's the oldest coach in NFL history. Of course he doesn't want to develop anybody. He wants to win.
He wants to win.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, you have to develop your guys, and I think Dave Canal is what he's doing with this team right now. Like that's the perfect matchup. You have a young coach who can be there for a while, and like, he needs some polishing himself. Like he's developing himself as a head coach. But this group that you have here is the group that's going to be here, and they've competed enough to convince ownership, GM, everybody to not shake anything up. Just keep adding to this. You can ride with this for a while, and they'll be successful.
Yeah, but tonight was very disappointing.
Now on the other side, San Francisco, man, those fans were. I mean, you're booing your quarterback at halftime.
Well deserved.
I remember once upon a time, seems like forever ago when talking heads were saying Brock Purdy was the MVP of the league.
The guy.
He was the guy.
He was
And
the next
now,
Tom Brady.
now after the ink ain't dry on his deal yet, and they're saying he got overpaid.
Like, have they found a diamond in the rough in Mac Jones? Like, I don't. Like, it's bad. It's bad over there.
You know what it is? You know what it is? Brock Purdy feels like he's giving them too many good years for cheap, and now he's trying to recoup some of that time. So he's just like, I'll get better again in 2 years.
Reclaiming my time.
Yeah.
Yeah. San Francisco's got a lot of injuries as well, and they don't want to make up with Brandon Ayuk. So like this, they are now, I believe, 8-4, but they're not really going anywhere.
Brandon Ayuk, that's why I want to bring up tomorrow morning. I was like, there's a topic I wanted to bring up for tomorrow morning, but you just reminded me. I'll bring that up.
You're welcome. See, I am part of the morning show.
There you go.
There it is.
Well, would you like to leave some thoughts on that? I might just screen record this and just put it on.
Yeah. Brandon Ayuk, malcontent. Why aren't you back from your torn ACL? It was over a year ago. Give your money back. Why did you sign it if you just didn't want to play there? Which is clearly the case. And I understand not wanting to play there, but why'd you sign the deal? You know, we're going to give you the Myles Garrett treatment right now. You signed it. Show up.
Brandon Ayuk is HR's worst nightmare. All right. He's that employee that's just going to be like, yep, my back still hurt. And they're like, yo, we know you're not hurt.
Doctor's note.
Yeah.
Right, before you finish the sentence.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me about nothing. Right. Here's my doctor's note. Talk to my lawyer. Right? You said, oh man, Ayuk. But you know what though? Good for him.
Y'all think Brandon Ayuk finessed him? Yes, I think. So
I don't think he was really worth that contract to begin with. I
think he had beef with them during the contract negotiations initially, and he soured on them from then. I gotta go look at the contract. The contract he signed, I don't think is what he wanted. Right? I think it was one of those things where he's just like, all right, fine, I'm gonna take it, but I'm not gonna give you any meaningful minutes out there. I'm not gonna play for y'all.
Yeah.
You know. And now they just void his contract. He said, all right, that's cool. I got enough money out of you for free.
Yeah, and then he's gonna get cut. He's gonna get paid elsewhere. I mean, he'll get a prove it deal, but if he can still play, he'll go out there, he'll play, he'll get another contract, and he'll be fine.
And before y'all even ask, no, I don't want the Ravens to get him. If they land on him, fine, but don't start at Brandon Ayuk.
But call George Pickens.
Yes.
Call George Pickens first. And by the way, call him now. All right. I know that there are rules. Get somebody, outside the family, but in the family to call them and be like, hey,
don't follow rules anyway.
Don't sign no extension in Dallas. He don't want to pay you. Look what he did to Micah. Yeah. You hold out, you hit free agency, and we'll take care of you.
Yeah. Right.
Get back at the Steelers twice a year. But play with Lamar.
But Stephen Jones, that's Jerry's son, right? Stephen Jones. He probably telling him, man, my dad gonna be dead next year anyway. Don't worry about it.
That's not okay.
Don't worry about it. I got you. Pa gonna kick the bucket. He gonna kick the bucket.
Nah, man. Nah. I mean, yeah, but nah. You can't say that. I mean, you can say it in private though.
Yeah, he tore every ligament in his meniscus. Yeah. A year and a half ago. Yes, he tore every ligament in his meniscus. He can play right now.
Frank Gore rushed for like 13,000 yards without an ACL. Man, get back on the field, bro.
We know the timetable for recovery.
Get back on the field, bro. Frank Gore is still playing somewhere without an ACL.
none of those ligaments you're talking about require a 2-year absence. Yeah, not only 2-year absence, a 2-year absence from he's not showing up to meetings. So you can't show up to meetings either? No, my knee.
I'm sorry. Cam says he should just take this year off and recover. What does it look like he's doing, Cam? He's taking this year off to the point that they say, give us back our money and get the hell out. They ain't seen that man since he signed that contract.
He turned in doctor's notes. They're like, sir, this says Dr. Seuss. This ain't your real doctor.
He was like, yo, I'm going to every beach on earth trying to find the best surgeon I can find. And like all I'm finding is sunny shores and waves, man. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna hit up Bali next week. We'll see.
He's definitely finessing them, man. He does not want to be there. Like, he's not showing up to practices, or we'll talk about it a little bit in the morning. But yeah, he just doesn't want to be part of that organization. And they're happy to get rid of him. That is a mutual parting of ways right there. That's what a mutual parting of ways looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a hey, I'm gonna fire you. Do you want? I'm gonna give you an opportunity to quit. Do you want to quit? Yeah. Okay, great. Right. We mutually agreed to part ways. This is, man, I don't like you. I don't like you either. All right, listen, just give us, we'll just void this contract. You can go. Bet.
Yeah. Right.
I don't want any more of your money. We don't want anything to do with you. You can go. Cool. That's a mutual parting of ways.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Look, the Panthers are still 6-6.
Mm-hmm.
They are 1 game behind.
They're a half a game.
There's only a half a game behind Tampa, and Tampa is looking very shaky right now.
Yeah, they say Baker's going to play this week. Looks like the MRI came back pretty positive, and they've got the Cardinals, so just sit him. Just sit him. But I imagine that they'll beat the Cardinals. And honestly, Carolina probably won't beat the Rams, but even that's not the end of the world. They have 2 games against Tampa Bay coming up.
Yes.
So that's really where the division is going to be decided. Carolina, they've got to get the win over New Orleans, obviously, like they should have before, but they need to beat Tampa Bay twice in the last 3 weeks of the season.
As crazy as the season has gone for the league as a whole, but especially for the Panthers, it would not shock me if they beat the Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the Rams they look good. They look really good last night. They have the best record in the NFC, right? 9-2.
Yep.
But you watch the games, they don't look great. Sometimes they look great.
Sometimes they look great. Sometimes not so much.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams, he's not fair. Every time they get in the 5-yard line, it's an automatic touchdown. And then it's just tossing it up to Devontae Adams. Who would have thought that if you went out and you signed a great receiver for cheap, that you would just reap benefits? That's weird.
How great of a life has Matt Stafford had? You want to talk about a number 1 overall pick? He was a number 1 overall pick in Detroit. Mm-hmm. Got to play with Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
Never won a playoff game for, was it 13 years, or is the 13th years when he went to the Rams and won the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I believe so.
But this whole time in Detroit, no expectations to win. No risk. You had one of the greatest wide receivers of all time. You're pretty good yourself. You had some other talent around you. You even had a good defense one year, because I know Lions fans like to say they never had defense. That's a lie. The Ndamukong Suh led defense was pretty good. And never won anything. Never won a playoff game. Go to the Rams, and you get to play. You get to play with. You
got to play with Cooper Kupp initially.
Cooper Kupp,
and Odell Beckham until he tore his ACL in the Super Bowl.
Yes, won a Super Bowl, and now you get Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams.
Yeah,
life is great for Matt Stafford.
It is great for Matt Stafford.
It's crazy how some quarterbacks, they always are surrounded by weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Other great quarterbacks, not so much. Not so much.
That's the we got another one of them coming up on Sunday. Or no, I'm sorry, Thursday. Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Just number weapon. Now, granted, they sold his protection for those weapons, but he is surrounded by weapons.
They sold the guys that can get the ball back for him. When they take the ball away, that like nobody can go get it back. Like
and he don't even care. He out there dressing up like the Joker for Halloween. Like whatever, man. Like,
he gave up everything for that, but they did it.
He got his Super Bowl once. It's whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe loving life. It's crazy.
KP says, yeah, he gave 3 wide receivers career record breaking seasons. Yeah. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Please, Calvin Johnson, when you got Willie Snead, EDC's the GOAT. Yes, in comparison, we get Lamar, Des Bryant, Deshaun Jackson, and Sammy Watkins. That is disgusting.
And James Prochet. You're not gonna erase him. You're not gonna erase Devin Duvernay. Okay. What about that dude that got cut twice before y'all signed him, and then he was your leading wide receiver? I can't remember his name now. Demarcus Robinson.
Oh, yeah.
Got cut twice that offseason.
Long list of great wide receivers that Lamar Jackson played with.
Absolutely. And that's why that Mark Andrews record means so much. Zay Flowers, he's halfway to breaking the yards record. He's going to be at the end of the season, halfway there.
Well, look, we're gonna preview that game tomorrow. And
listen, I cannot believe. Like, listen, I know you're trolling, KP. I know you're trolling. Like, Leggett sucks. He's not good. He's 1,000 times better than James Prochet.
Do you even know where Prochet is right now?
As bad as he is, he's 1,000 times better than James Prochet.
Leggett has more yards and touchdowns than Prochet does.
Everybody has more touchdowns than James Prochet does because he's never been in the end zone.
He said Prochet had 4 catches last week. For how many yards? What team?
In what league?
Oh, the Titans. Good for him.
And no, he didn't. He has 3 catches for the season.
Oh, see. Lies. Lies. Deception. But hey, he's still gainfully employed.
Yeah, he is.
Good for him. Good for him.
It is good. He's been in the league for this is his 6th season. Man, good for him.
You know what? Clap it up for Prochet, because that means I think 5 years you get a pension. If you last 5 years in the league, you get a pension. So he's made it. He's officially made a career out of the NFL. That's more than 99% of football players out there can say. So
I really
am not good. That's relatively speaking.
Yeah,
so
I am rooting for him. I do want to see him get that touchdown. Like 6 years is a long time, bro.
He doesn't have any touchdowns at all?
No.
Yeah, he's got to get a touchdown.
You got to get in the end zone, man. You got to. And listen, ain't nobody putting him on the bench in Tennessee. All right, I'll tell you that. He gonna get some opportunity over there.
Damn right. All right, we're gonna end this stream here. Disappointing night. There's obviously some bright spots in the game, but only half a game out of first place. You're still in it, so a lot of season left. They just gotta keep fighting, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what's going on with these injuries. It sucks that I said Prochet. JC Horn went out the game with a concussion.
He gets better soon. Him and Cherilus and Thornton and I guess the 49ers too, man. Like, we don't like to see everybody get hurt.
No,
but you got the W. You can wait it out. Whatever.
Yeah, sir. Keep pounding. Indeed.
Chandler Zavala maybe go on IR again.
Yeah,
I don't know what's wrong with you, but maybe go on IR again.
Yeah, he ain't right. But all right, y'all. So morning show tomorrow and Wednesday. There will be no live show Wednesday night. There will be a recorded show.
No, we told them either we were going to do a live show tonight or we were going to record tonight. That's why we're doing the live show tonight.
We're gonna do a recorded show.
We
There'll be a
we
recorded.
are absolutely not going to do a recorded show. Y'all got your show right here, right now. And congratulations to the 20 of you who saw that notification and came in here and watched it. The rest of them going to be disappointed.
There'll be a show on Wednesday.
I guess it's going to be you and Hendo, all right? Because I ain't getting on here Tuesday night. You have a show to do tomorrow.
Doesn't matter.
Yes, it
doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
There will be a show. And Patreon members, we got to record something for them as well. We got to put something out for the overtime show. So keep your
man, what? KP says y'all still gonna do the Who Gives 3S? Yes, man. It's a different podcast. It's a different thing. It's a different show, and we're gonna start recording that soon.
Yes, it's not really a secret anymore. We did announce it on one of the episodes.
You've been wearing the shirts and everything.
Yeah, but I was kind of hiding it a little bit,
except for when you weren't.
But yes, we are still going to do that series. That one is that's not going to be until later in 2026, like maybe summertime 2026.
And that's with us and Hendo.
Yes. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, and we hope you enjoy it once that one drops, because that's something different, something new. You're not going to see that anywhere else, and I think you're going to like it.
Yeah.
But yes, so Wednesday, still tune in, 7:45 p.m. Eastern time. There will be a full show out, just won't be live. And
Yeah, I mean, you'll get some sort of surprise.
No, I didn't say surprise. I said you'll get.
I know. I'm saying it's going to be a surprise for them. So we'll see.
It's not going to be a surprise. It's going to be a show. All right, and tune in tomorrow and Wednesday morning. We still working on a morning name, but myself, Hendo, sometimes Ferris, sometimes Yolanda are doing a quick morning stream. If you missed this morning, go back and look, because we had a lot of fun talking about Draymond Green. And where Kenyon Martin listed him. Well, he wasn't listed on the list. He had a list of players better than Draymond Green. That was a lot of fun. All right. We are getting out of here. B, are you ready?
Yes.
B is ready. Turn your notification bells on. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Sign up for our newsletter. Newsletter went out today. There might be another one later this week. All right. So go over to LBHTShow.com and put in your email address, sign up so you don't miss the next one. All right, y'all. We are out of here. Peace.